What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more live aha. And we're returning for the final live in Croydon performance from the bonus material of the deluxe edition of Scoundrel Days. And it's Cry Wolf, a tune I've come to appreciate more than when I first heard it. I enjoyed it when I first heard it. It definitely has that early to mid, or mid to late 80s early aha sound. It's got energy, it's got a fun enthusiasm. Ultimately, I enjoyed watching the video, so it's a tune that I've heard multiple times and gotten a greater appreciation for over time, but it'll be very interesting to hear it in an early live performance setting, perhaps different than some of the other performances I've heard. Nevertheless, it's a track that I'm curious to hear how they do a few different things, including the chorus, and again, knowing that at this phase, their live performances are still, let's say, more keyboard driven and less blues rock as I've heard from their early to mid 90s performances. I'm just curious how it'll all sound. Let's give it a listen. This is Aha and a live performance of Cry Wolf from their Live in Croydon concert in early 1987, included on the deluxe edition of Scoundrel Days.
This next song is from the new album that we done, and it's a song called Cry Wolf.
I think the tempo is a tiny bit faster.
He came from where the winds are cold, and to the sea through he goes. Chains on his I'll never see. Oh, man, he's come where no I'll be. I will time to wait. I will time to wait now. Stop what you can't stop. You get what you can't give up. You can tell you're desperate just to wear what's your love. I will time to pray. I will time to pray now. I will.
guitar standing out in certain moments. The guitar. These drum flourishes at the end of the live performances, forget about it. And a fade of the crowd noise for the final live track in this section of the bonus material. I like it. So yeah, number one, Paul shredding guitar is a staple of their live performances no matter what year or era you're talking about, it seems to me. Number two, some of that guitar work really does have that bluesy feel, so even if sometimes on the album tracks or the studio recordings of album tracks, it sounds like, let's say, a more straight-away synth rock type of guitar, it does seem like in the live performances he dips into that blues rock type of swagger. I will say also the live drums give it a different feel. There's a moment, it was like leading into the chorus the second time, or like after the second verse, where I think I noticed both the natural like guitar bass and the synth bass. It felt like the synth bass was very staccato or like rapid fire, so I guess that could have been like a melodic keyboard line, but it felt like we were hearing true bass and synth bass at the same time. I was curious, as I said before, whether the howls, if you will, of the chorus would be a bit, over the top or outside the lines, or a bit, let's say, lighter and more fun than the straight-away howl parts of the chorus in the studio track. For a couple of them, it felt like maybe it was going that way near the end, but it was closer to the album version of that than I expected, which got me thinking again about the way people have been talking that Morton's vocal performances over time got like more narrow and precise and keen to sound just like the album tracks, whereas in the earlier days he was more willing to just let it fly, go beyond what the album track vocal moments do, or even to go a bit outside the lines and go into the red a little bit. So I was keen to hear that. It felt like he was more in the lane on this one. A couple moments where maybe you can hear him going a bit beyond the album track, but again, it felt, compared to a couple of the others, and including some of the 90s, like the Centrum Scene performances, he was more close to the album track in his performance vocally. So either way, very fun, awesome to hear, again, the screaming young folk and their, absolute excitement and enthusiasm for hearing a-ha live. So that's always a fun part of hearing live performances of a group that you enjoy, that you get a sense for what the concerts were like and just how ecstatic people were. And I think in this run of live performances you hear that, especially given that it sounds like a younger crowd perhaps, which of course is going to happen. Like when a group that became big in a certain era when time passes, decades pass, and they keep doing live performances, not to say that there aren't younger fans, whether they're independently discovering the group or maybe even the children or, younger siblings of people who got into groups. Again, I'm a big fan of Depeche Mode because my older sister was into Depeche Mode, and I've seen them live, and I'm, let's say, 10 to 12 years younger than maybe some of their original fans, but at the same time, now that time has passed, there's even younger Depeche Mode fans. So for a group like a-ha and a group that I'm catching up with, it's interesting to hear this concert sound very young in terms of the attendance compared to the sound of the crowd cheering and so on in later concerts. So in any case, all things that are running through my head as I'm listening to live performances. A cool one to end on, maybe not one of their more epically famous songs, but it certainly has a, let's have fun as we finish this concert type of feel. So I don't know if this track was actually the final track in this concert performance or whether it's just the last one they chose when picking tracks to include as a bonus for the Scoundrel Days Deluxe Edition. But either way, it's a cool one to end the run of bonus tracks for the live performance on this release. In any case, I'll stop talking now, but let me know what you think about it, and I will see you next time. Peace.